Doug, 6'2", 185-pound, 30-year-old. Won the 1991 ABC Masters. And how will his match begin? With a strike in the first frame for Doug Kent from Canandaigua, New York.
Doug Kent, one of the dominant players, should be one of the dominant players because of the amount of talent that he has, Mike. He's an exceptionally gifted player, very, very strong. He can play all the lines. Here comes hometown Gary-Skidmore right here in Albuquerque.
He can't miss. Gary-Skidmore opens with a strike.
And not only does he have a good line to the pocket, but his ball hits a little heavy, it strikes. If it hits a little light, it strikes. If it hits solid in the pocket. Right now, it's just nothing but X's for Gary-Skidmore.
It did not look like Gary-Skidmore was going to even make the show last night. Going into the position round, he was actually in 7th place and leapfrogged to 5th. He was very finish. His final game last night, 255.
Another great shot from Gary and a very fortunate finish last night. Not only did he bowl very, very good, but Tom Baker and Jess Stayrook, who were fighting it out at 5th and 6th for that last spot. It looked like it was going to come down to one of them. Unfortunately, Tom Baker had a tough game, and for Jess Stayrook, who bowled great the entire week, got a little high in the 10th frame and allowed Gary-Skidmore to just jump right above him.
Doug Kent here in the second, working on a strike.
Come on.
And he leaves the 10 pin. That's the one thing that I don't think people realize, Marshall. Every week you only see the 5 players who make it to the TV finals, but that's just the culmination of a week of work and a lot of heartbreak.
I've always said it's easier bowling on the telecast than it is getting to the telecast.
Yeah, there are 3 qualifying rounds with a field of about 120 bowlers, and these are the top 5 who've made it, and Doug Kent with the spare in the second. Kent on ESPN won the Japan Cup last September. He got interested in bowling at a very young age. His mom and dad would take him to the lanes when he was about 5 or 6, and he'd often watch on Saturday afternoons Earl Anthony, Mark Roth, that Marshall Holman guy again. And another strike for Doug Kent in the third.
As we take a look at Doug Kent, the way he keeps his body right over the shot. Beautiful trajectory. Ball holds the pocket. All the pins are gone. Gary-Skidmore with the opportunity to stretch this into a 20-pin lead after 3 frames. Really lofted that ball out there. And everything is going Gary-Skidmore's way. That's the same shot that Doug Kent left the 10-pin. I saw it, Gary. I'm watching, buddy. Take a look how far he gets the ball out onto the lane. It went right out of our picture, Mike.
And he is in a groove. Gary-Skidmore up by 20 in the 4th frame. On lane 23, he bowled 223 on these TV lanes this week. That was his average, and another strike for Gary-Skidmore. He's got 4 in a row here in round 2 against Doug Kent. And we're coming back to Albuquerque. The PBA is proud to sponsor bowling's richest scholarship event for youth bowlers, the American Scholarship Tournament. You can find information on how to enter the American Scholarship Tournament by visiting the PBA's website at www.pbatour.com or by calling toll-free at 1-800-BOWL-AST. Doug Kent in the 4th. Trying to answer against Gary-Skidmore. He's got 13 in a row.
And he needs to answer. And Gary-Skidmore with 13 strikes in a row, as many of the people out there watching know, anytime you get any 12 in a row, Andy Varapapa, the great bowler from yesteryear, used to call that a 300 game.
It's got to be in a row, though, right?
Got to be 12.
I think I've had 12 in my life. That doesn't count?
Mike, that's not quite doing it.
Doug Kent in the 5th frame.
Cut it to a 10-pin deficit with a strike here in the 5th.
Indeed. Doug Kent rolls a strike in the 5th frame.
We take a look at a split screen of Doug Kent and Gary-Skidmore. We'll take a look at Doug Kent first. 5-step approach. You can see he gets the ball out of almost out in this area here. Knocks it out about 7 feet. We can see Gary-Skidmore. He throws the ball right out of frame. He's actually lofting a good 7 or 8 feet, going more direct with the ball than Doug Kent. Both getting the job done.
And as we come back to live action, Gary-Skidmore with a 9 in the 5th frame. He left the 10 pin, and he will be going for the spare here in the 5th, ending his streak of 13 in a row.
Well, still keeps him with a 9-pin lead with a conversion here. Always was a great spare shooter. Could throw the ball so hard, so straight.
And so Gary-Skidmore leaves the 10 but knocks it down to get the spare in the 5th frame, but opportunity finally knocking for Doug Kent.
And I don't see Gary-Skidmore becoming a touring player again. He's bowling, kind of making a cameo appearance this week. Maybe he'll bowl sporadically as a member, but I don't see him being a touring player any longer.
Well, in fact, he and his wife are still deciding if he's going to go to Austin next week and if he's going to start to enter some more tournaments.
And a solid 10 on lane 23. Hey, Gary, I don't know what to do. It looked like a good shot to me. Don't look for my help. You're on your own.
So I guess you two have patched it up since 1984.
We patched it up the very next week. No big deal at all. It was so
there won't be a cage match between you two.
No, that wouldn't work out so good. Gary's a little bigger than I am. I want to show a little respect. You see Eve and Aaron, Gary's wife and son.
Gary has 7 children.
That'll keep you busy.
No wonder he doesn't have time to be on tour.
Doug Kent with his first opportunity to take the lead here in the 6th frame. He's down by 8. He's up by 2.
And so Doug Kent finally gets a break as the 10 pin goes down.
As we take a look at Doug Kent playing a little straighter trajectory around the 2nd arrow. Watch the 6 pin go in the gutter. Just barely knocks it out, and he knows he's caught a good break there, and he needs it.
4 in a row now for Doug Kent. He comes up to the 7th frame, leading by 2 on lane 23. And he's on the money again.